Minasan, konnichiwa, Zamurai Engineer desu. In this video, we will now turn into chapter 2, which is systems design, job order costings. So let us start with module 01. So for module 01, we have the following learning goals. We have to distinguish between process costing and job order costing and identify companies that would use each costing methods. Types of product costing system. One is process costing, the other one is job order costing. What do we mean by process costing? A company produces many units of a single product. Many units of a single product. One model, there are plentiful of those products that are to be manufactured. One unit of product is indistinguishable from other units of product. They are all similar, same. Okay, same, single product. The identical nature of each unit of product enables assigning the same average cost per unit. So, because of they are identical, they are the same product, we will what? Utilize same average cost per unit. And that is only logical. Okay. What are the examples? Warehouser, paper manufacturing. Same type of paper, producing the number 2, Reynolds aluminum. So refining aluminum ingots. So Reynolds is the, I think, the number 1 aluminum producing company in the world. Okay, we have the aluminum wrapper for our foods. Number 3, Coca-Cola, mixing and bottling beverages. That is a process. You cannot distinguish one Coca-Cola from the other if they are producing single type of product. Okay. So that's why it is a process costing. So we are more on doing the averages because it is a process. So let us account for one period, then divide by the total unit, so we can have a price per unit. How about the other one, job order costing? A company have many different products produced each period. So, for example, what do you mean, sir? Coca-Cola and Reynolds have many products. Although they are aluminum, they have many different type. For example, Coca-Cola, there are bottled Coca-Cola and there are canned Coca-Cola. So we can distinguish canned and bottled. So usually a Coca-Cola plant is a bottling plant, and in another place, in another area, there's a canned Coca-Cola. So their focus is for a single product that are to be produced several times. Okay. But in job order, the company have many different products all at the same time and are produced in the same period, simultaneously. Because sometimes, for example, Reynolds producing one type of wrapper this month, then the following month it will produce another type of wrapper depending upon what the order. So So it will what? Adjust its manufacturing settings on the specification required by the client. So batch order, and therefore the setup of the machine are per batch. Okay? So that is the same as if the company is producing one single product, because there is no simultaneous production of different types of products. Unlike in job order, there are products that have to be produced simultaneously, but they are different from each other. Okay. Another thing, products are manufactured to order. Okay. That's why it is called job order. Okay. Made to order. So although in process they can also be by order, but the bulk of order, okay, for example, the bulk of processing of order is longer per month or per quarter. Unlike in this job order, it could be per day. Per day, the setup of the machine will be different from the setup yesterday. So the order is very flexible. No, they are flexible. They are accepting made to order flexibility. No? And they can easily adjust their setup of the machine, and so on. Okay. And the unit nature of each order requires tracing or allocating cost to each job and maintaining cost records for each job. So there are specific details for each job order that are not necessarily the same on the previous job, because there are different clients, there are different requirements. So, for example, these are usually done in production company or manufacturing company that are producing seasonal product, like products for Christmas gifts. Okay, so they are accepting several orders at the same time, different type of products, but they will produce it at the same time, the same period, the same period. Okay, it's not by batches, but the line that are producing product A, product B, product C, all at the same time. Okay, so therefore, to avoid mixing it up, so there are information that have to be recorded specific to each job order. So they have to allocate cost to each job and maintain cost record for each job. They are unique for each requirement. What are the examples? Boeing, okay, aircraft manufacturing. They are producing the Boeing brand that are ordered by, for example, PAL, Philippine Airlines, and another order from China, China Airlines, another order from Japan. Okay, so they will produce different Boeing configuration at the same time for different clients, and therefore have different requirements. For example, Emirates, made by Boeing, so cozy. Okay, so expensive because they are mostly for what? For business class, or on business class. But if the order is coming from the Philippines or the Philippine Airlines, maybe the requirement is more on ordinary or economy seats rather than business class seats. So very different type. And if the orders came at the same time, they will produce it at the same time. Okay. So next one is Bechtel International large-scale construction company. They will produce building, they will produce roads, bridges at the same time. Of course, with specification different from one another. They might be producing highways for one city, another highway for another city with different requirements. Because what? In this city, the road is for what? Heavy equipment and trucks. In this city, they are producing what? They are constructing roads for cars only. Okay? So very different specification. And the third one is Walt Disney Studios. Okay? Movie production. They will produce movies with specific requirements per job. Okay? So those are the different characteristic traits by each of these type of product costing systems. Let us compare process and job order costing. Okay? In terms of number of jobs worked. For job order, many. Okay? Many. The number of jobs, there are many. Process costing, single product. Okay? In terms of cost accumulated, job order, job, process, department. Okay, so the cost is attributed to department, and the job order, the cost is attributed to per job basis. Okay, and the process department, meaning, for example, product A department, product B department. So there are several products that are to be dealt with at the same time. There are departments for that. For example, Boeing. That is a big company. Orders from PAL. They will set up a temporary department for PAL order. One department. And all the cost will be accumulated by that department because that is order from PAL. Requisition of materials, work in progress, all are attributed to that department. Order from Emirates. They will have a temporary department, Emirates. All the costs are attributed to that department. Unlike in job order, because there are simultaneously many products being made at the same time, they are attributed to the same job. For example, from PAL. Okay, Boeing, airplane for PAL. That is job. Okay, for example, doing the Emirates airplane. That is a job. Oh, it is different per job. Average cost computed is attributed to job. So in the process, they are attributed to department. So who made the expenses? No, the job. Who made the expenses? The department. So if the cost is attributed to job, that is job order. If the cost is attributed to a department, that is process. Okay. Let us review what we learned so far. We have a question. Which of the following companies would be likely to use job order costing rather than process costing? A. Scotch Paper Company for Kleenex. B. Architects. C. Heinz for ketchup. Heinz is international brand for ketchup. D. Caterer for a wedding reception. E. Builder of commercial fishing vessels. Okay, so that is what? Job order. It would be likely to job order. And on SketchUp, that is one product. How about architects? Job order. Clinics, a very big company, is single product. Caterer, that is the job order. So let us look at the answer. So just like we have said, architects is job order, caterer, and builder job order. Okay, so sketch paper and SketchUp is process costing. Okay, job order costing overview. So we have what, 3 categories of cost: manufacturing cost, direct material, direct labor, and manufacturing overhead. So direct materials, we have materials that have to be used in job order number 1, number 2, number 3. We have direct labor that have to be allotted, assigned to job order 1, 2, 3. Okay? So those set of direct materials and direct labor, we have to charge direct material and labor cost to its job as work is performed. However, how about manufacturing overhead? How about the manager that covering all these operations? Okay, the securities, okay, security personnel, the utilities, they are overhead and manufacturing overhead. Okay. So manufacturing overhead, including indirect materials and indirect labors, are allocated to jobs rather than directly traced to each job. Okay. They have their own job title, for example, security guard. Okay. They are indirect labor. Okay. They have what? Job title traced directly to each job rather than its job number. Okay. Security guard for product A, product B. There's no such thing. No? So they are having indirect labor for common job title. So, for example, utility cleaners, they will clean all the areas, those shop areas, manufacturing shop areas that are common to all of the different production lines. They are indirect labor, but are allocated to jobs rather than directly traced to each job number or to each job order. They are not job order traceable. They are not traceable to job order, but they can be traced for their job titles. Okay, okay, and that ends our module number 1 for chapter 2. Again, this is Dr. DrEYPEI, preaching engineering for nation building.